Today on Let's Talk, Springbok winger Springbok has tested positive for anabolic steroids. Two separate drug raids lead to the bust and siege of narcotics worth more than 500 million rand. And Limpopo-based hawks uncover a farm with narcotics and other related contraband worth 2 billion rand. More on these stories on today's Let's Talk. Let's kick off today's Blitz Bulletin with a story coming out of the Free State Cheaters camp, as prominent Springbok winger Springbok has tested positive for a banned substance, in this case an anabolic steroid, and faces a 4-year ban from the sport pending the results of a second test of his blood work after he failed the first in May. Now personally, I'm disappointed out jam. How can ufahle fuliwe, especially after lando yenzeke kulamfoka janje? Like lama out isikolo timing as pause kulen completely, ne? Like Machida, you guys are in a sport that's physically demanding on the body, and we know, or rather we can somewhat conceive, ukuthi PEDs and other banned substances are used to enhance training and recovery. Just don't get caught, bro. Like I thought that would be the first topic covered in every steroid how to dope talk had anyway. Clearly I was wrong. Now in the event that his B sample tests positive as well, he will face up to a 4-year ban, which will deal a damn near fatal blow to his rugby ambitions, as he will have turned 32 by the time the ban is lifted. And in other news, a number of law enforcement agencies have seized over 2.5 billion rand in drugs and in drug-related paraphernalia in what has been a stellar and somewhat commendable month for these agencies as they continue to wage a war against the country's drug problem. Now, is it enough to hurt the drug trade in our country, you ask? I seriously don't know. But for context, let's go over to the SABC and eNca's coverage on the matter.
Our team have indeed arrested 4 suspects. 2 of those are South Africans and 2 are Mexicans. The one in South Africa is owning this farm at which the clandestine laboratory was established. The other one is obviously coming from Gauteng province, who was caught while delivering some of the chemicals from Gauteng. Those coming from outside South Africa, who are the Mexicans, the understanding is that in Mexico is where we also have got a problem with regard to illegal drugs. So one is just worried that we have got international individuals that are coming to operate in our country. We believe that the amount that is involved here is 2 billion rand. After proper analysis, we will be able to say precisely how much is actually involved. Part of the product that comes out of clandestine laboratories like this is for export. We know that some will obviously be consumed in the country, but there is commitment from the law enforcement agencies. And what we'll be asking is that while law enforcement agencies are dealing with the supply of these illegal drugs, we call on the public to encourage each other that we need to stop the demand of these drugs.
That 300 million worth of crystal meth has been seized, but we are going to be sending all these drugs to our Pretoria laboratory, where our experts will analyze them and confirm what type of drugs have been seized. So you will recall that just yesterday we arrested a drug mule that was coming in to the country at the OR Tambo International Airport. He was coming in from a flight. He had boarded a flight from Brazil, and he was then arrested upon his arrival. He was found with 1 million worth of cocaine that was allegedly strapped on to his body. So our members have registered commendable progress in the past 2 weeks. We are talking about 252 million worth of cocaine that was seized 2 weeks ago in the Western Cape during a roadblock in Stilbaai. We are also talking about a massive drug bust in Limpopo, where a 2 billion rand clandestine drug was shut down. In all these incidents, there were foreign nationals involved.
Ish, yeah, ne? You know, at some point we're going to have to sit down and have an honest conversation about the drug epidemic in South Africa. One that is devoid of emotion, but steered by compassion and a sense of urgency to solve the problem we face in all of our communities. Because we all, young and old, black or white, know of a relative, friend, or person within the community that is hooked on drugs. Some of us even know where the drug dealers live and deal from. So we're not blind to the problem, but opt to mind our own business and keep it pushing out of fear. Some of us just don't care enough to be bothered, and some of us find joy and amusement in the downfall of that individual and the pain of his kin. Now, honestly, for me, I could care less which reason you subscribe to, because the result is the same. I just wish we would talk more as a country about the issues, so that it one day gives rise to more individuals like X from Sizoktola and Tlantra Lux from Soweto Parliament. But then again, that's my 2 cents on a 1,000 rand problem. Let us know what you think should be done to combat this issue we all face as a nation. But for now, we out.